Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with My Hero Academia. Last time, we started this series with Izuku Midoriya Origin, where we basically got introduced to our world of My Hero Academia and our main character, Izuku Midoriya, and how in a world where 80% of the population has powers, or sometimes referred to as quirks, Midoriya doesn't, and he still wants to be a hero. He's always wanted to be a hero ever since he's, been a little kid and he was watching the footage of the greatest hero, All Might. He's always wanted to be a hero, and then he finally met All Might and was like, hey, is it possible for me to be a hero without powers? And that's pretty much where the episode ended. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. Let's stick to this episode and previous episodes of My Hero Academia that I've reacted to. And with that being said, let's get right into this episode of My Hero Academia. Here we go.
Without a quirk?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something's going wrong here.
Oh no.
Just like you.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh, that's awkward.
Pick up some ladies? Now that's a good idea.
Idiots! If we get caught, there's no way UA would let me in!
Yeah.
Hey, what's that?
Sludge Man?
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like a skin suit with some fire.
Tuh. Oh boy.
I assure you that I am all.
Ugh.
Impossible!
Man, they really drew him
You
as
know how
creepy
guys
as
at the pool
possible.
are always sucking in and flexing and trying to look buff. I'm like that.
Tuh.
Pretty gross, right? I
Ugh.
got this in a big fight 5 years back. My respiratory system was basically destroyed. I lost my whole stomach.
Jeez.
All the surgeries have pretty much worn me out. Pro heroes are always having to risk their lives. Some villains just can't be beaten without powers. So can you be a hero? Not without a quirk.
Really?
I see.
Just make sure your dreams are attainable. Realistic. Understand?
Huh. Damn, that's hard.
Now, let's get you to the station.
Yeah, he lost it. Man. I mean, what can he do? So his power is that he becomes All Might, basically.
I need at least a two-lane road if I'm gonna make my way through here.
Well, it can't shrink down, then go and get bigger.
Fire and wood don't exactly make a good combination. I'll let someone else stop this guy.
Oh, great.
Don't look at me. I've got my hands full here.
Yeah.
Where are those fire trucks?
They need All Might.
Get to him.
Don't cry, damn it.
Damn it,
Deep
man.
down you knew this all along.
You just need gadgets and shit.
Been avoiding reality.
You need to be
That's why
Batman.
you're trying so desperate. I'm the one to blame. He wasted his energy on me.
Oh, man.
I'm worthless.
Come on, guys.
Can't power up yet.
Oh, he's going in. Jeez, that was like instinct.
Why can't I stop?
A real hero.
I don't know why I did what I did.
Yeah.
Sorry, kid. It's not gonna happen.
You really think they let someone like you in when they grab me?
Yeah.
Honestly, don't.
You know why you did it? Because you're a hero, man.
Maybe it was the look on his face.
An ill-equipped hero, but a hero nonetheless.
I have to do something.
Ooh,
No matter the cost.
his power's coming back.
Just a little bit longer, kid. And I
He's inspired.
you. I told you the traits that make a great champion, but I see now I wasn't living up to my own ideal.
Ooh.
Pros are always risking their lives.
Ooh.
That's the true test of a hero.
Oh, it's taking a lot out of him to do that, though.
Detroit!
Detroit? Oh my gosh. Yeah, and in that cover you can get out of there, because you're dying. Holy crap.
Don't tell me all that wind just now was...
Look at the clouds. They're moving.
What, that's all from him?
Holy crap. He changed the weather.
Damn.
You moron! Do you have a death wish?
There was absolutely no reason for you to put yourself in danger like that.
Yeah, they would
I
be
got
pissed.
chewed out by the heroes big time, while Kachan was praised for his bravery.
Oh my god, really?
Man, you're tough, kid.
Anime trenches, yes! I love anime
I wanted
trenches.
to apologize to All Might.
I was fine by myself! You're just a quirkless failure who won't even cut it as a rent-a-cop! You didn't help me!
Well,
You did nothing! Don't forget it!
I mean,
I don't owe you anything!
yeah.
That?
I mean, he didn't really help, but
He's right, though. It's not like I actually did anything to help today.
you didn't. But you tried, and that's the best part.
Guess now I should get back to giving up on my dreams.
You did inspire All Might. Ah, Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh, you just came in with a fucking dab.
How'd you get rid of all those reporters?
I stand for justice, not sound bites. Because I am All Might.
Yeah. I was gonna give out any second.
There are stories about every hero. How they became great. Most have one thing in common. Their bodies moved before they had a chance to think.
Yeah.
Almost on their own. Young man, you too can become a hero.
Yes! Oh. You can be a hero.
Dreams can become reality. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that this is the story of how I became the world's greatest hero.
Wow, that's interesting and presumptuous and oh, that's the end of the episode already. Oh man. How he became the greatest hero. That's alright. I might take your word for that, but yeah. Oh man. Alright, that played a lot like a two-parter. Which is good. Okay. That was really good, man. This was the story, all about how his life got turned upside down. So just take a minute. Let's just take a minute. Sit down right there. And he'll tell you about how he became the greatest hero ever with green hair. You know, I had the start of a joke, I just didn't quite have the ending. Alrighty. That was good. That was good. That definitely... I don't know how much the rest of the show will feel like this, but that definitely felt like this is supposed to be part 2 of the pilot. So, but that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm gonna try to adjust my hair, because my hair is kind of winging out a little bit. So, it's probably as good as I'm ever gonna get it. Alright. So yeah, I like that. I like that we came full circle on that, basically. So yeah. The first thing I wrote down here in my notes, was real All Might. So, okay, last episode we kind of theorized, like, maybe he doesn't have a quirk, but he's using something in order to become All Might. But that's not necessarily true. He does have a quirk. That is his power, is to become, you know, this super muscular All Might, basically. That's interesting. That is interesting, you know, because they could have gone with, like, well, he's secretly a lot like Midoriya, where it's like, okay, yes, he is the one case of a hero who is very successful as being a hero, and he doesn't have a quirk, and he just so happens to be the most popular. But they didn't go that route. They instead went with, no, he does have a power. It's just that his power turns him into the hero everyone sees. And the real him is just some, lanky dude without a stomach, basically. So yeah, that was definitely interesting. The design on him is very interesting. It's a very, it's a stark contrast between him and buff All Might, basically. Excuse me. So yeah, there's definitely a huge contrast between his base form and his All Might form. So yeah, and definitely even just the way the face with the eyes, it's kind of creepy looking actually. But then you really kind of stop to think, it's well, no, that does make sense, because when you see him in his All Might form, his eyes are completely blacked out. You don't see his actual eyes. So, and he's always got that big smile, that's always open. So, yeah, when it all just sort of comes down, it's all still like that, and it just makes it all the creepier. And oh god, the whole thing where that injury he has, he doesn't even have a stomach anymore. That's crazy. So I assume before that fight, he was able to become All Might at any point, whereas now he's on a time limit, basically. He can only do it for about 3 hours now. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. I wrote down no quirk. So his initial stance was, if you don't have a quirk, there's no way you can be a hero. Which is an interesting quirk, which kind of makes sense that, he would even still think this, because this is the kind of world that the show has set up, where 80% of the population has a quirk, and, we haven't seen a superhero that doesn't have a quirk, basically. So it makes sense that even he would kind of think that. And, he's like, well, there's some supervillains, they're too much. So, you need the right kind of quirk. So yeah, that's also interesting. We got more of the sludge monster, which was also interesting. He basically escaped, and then Bakugo accidentally let him free. Bakugo, Katsuki, I don't know what the fuck to call him. And they keep going back and forth on, is it Midoriya? Is it Izuku? Do we call him Deku? What the fuck? So, yeah. It's alright, there's a lot of names here. But that's fine. So yeah, we got a bit more of the sludge. I like that it is specifically that, this is still an All Might level threat. Despite the fact that he's not actually that threatening to All Might. Because, he just has to do one of his punches to get rid of this guy completely. But it only works... That only works because All Might is that powerful to create these crazy, gusts of wind with his fist, basically. And none of the other heroes were able to do anything. They tried, Death Arms was trying to punch him, but it didn't work. There was a lot of fire going on because the sludge monster was using Katsuki's powers. I might just say Katsuki, whatever. You guys will tell me in the comments. I'm sure you guys told me in the comments of last episode, but when I'm recording this, the last episode hasn't gone up to YouTube yet. So, yeah. Oh, I need a drink. Hold up. Okay. Alright. So yes. And then, so all this fire was going around because of Katsuki's powers. And then, so because of that, the wooden guy couldn't do anything. I think it was kind of stupid that Mount Lady couldn't do anything, but that was because, she needs a 2-lane street to get through, and it's like, why don't you shrink down and then get giant and then hit him? But you could also probably make the argument that that little, alleyway where they were all fighting would be too little for Mount Lady, so, yeah, and then you got the one water guy putting out all the fires and stuff like that. So, I like that, they're all trying to figure out what can we do, and they all realize none of us have the right quirk to deal with, A, to deal with this sludge monster, and B, to deal with this sludge monster using Katsuki's powers of fire. So, yeah, that was definitely interesting. I wrote down real hero. As soon as Midoriya saw Katsuki, as the hostage, basically, Midoriya just immediately started running. And he didn't plan on that. He didn't, tell his legs to start running. He didn't think about it. He just started running. And to be fair, he didn't do anything in that conflict. He did just sort of stand. He tried to, get the sludge away, but he really actually didn't do anything, except for he did inspire All Might, who was sitting there without, he didn't have his powers, and he was like, oh, I'm worthless, I'm pathetic, I can't even do this, why am I even doing this? I'm no hero. And then he sees this kid go in there that he knows has no quirk, but he just runs in there without even thinking because he has to do something. And that inspires him, and, he basically powers through. Even without his energy, he powers through enough to become All Might again, and then go and then basically end it. So yeah. So that was good. The fact that Midoriya, who has no powers, actually inspired All Might to go in and fight. That was really cool. I wrote down, he said Detroit, right? I'm gonna go back and look at that. I'm sure that's what he actually said, but I'm gonna go back and we'll turn the subtitles on. I like that it's not just the Texas Smash again.
But I see now I wasn't living up to my own ideal.
Yeah.
Pros are always risking their lives. That's the true test of a hero. Damn you, All Might! Detroit!
Alright. So yeah, he was inspired because he was realizing that this boy without powers was living up to his ideals more than he was. So he's like, I need to be who I actually say I am. I am All Might. I am the hero, and I need to do that. I can't just sit on the sidelines doing nothing. And then, yeah, he used the Detroit Smash. Not his Texas Smash, but his Detroit Smash. I love that they're just using random names for that. Now that, which is fun because, okay, the fact that, they can just keep doing different names for all his smashes keeps it interesting because it's like, okay, what's going to be next? But I will say, it will never, as fun as it is to guess, what's his next smash going to be? It's never going to be as crazy as that initial Texas Smash he did. That was one of my favorite moments from reacting ever, when he does that, and I'm just like, oh shit. So yeah, I really like that. That was a great moment, but I like that he's not just using the Texas Smash. He's gonna use a bunch of different smashes, and you have to figure out which one it is next. It's like I want him to just go for random cities from now on. Just be like, Portland, specifically in Maine, smash! That would be funny. So, yeah. Then I wrote down Katsuki, who, was basically like, you're still nothing, you're still worthless, you didn't actually help, and fuck you, and then he laughed all mad and stuff, all mad. And, that, it makes sense that, he's still kind of mad about it. Now, it's interesting, they said that Midoriya and Katsuki used to be friends when they were kids. But then that just changed, I guess, because he got powers and Midoriya didn't. So he saw Midoriya as less than human, basically. Pretty much. And then anytime Midoriya wants to talk about heroes, Katsuki thinks he has no business talking about it because he doesn't have a quirk. So, yeah, I'm curious to see if he'll come around, basically. And it's entirely possible. You know, he's kind of playing the Vegeta role right now, where it's like, okay, here's the rival. He's basically the rival, and he's a dick, and he's very much right now he hates our main character with a passion, but eventually we might get him to come around. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. It could not. So we'll have to see. And then the last thing I wrote down was Midoriya saying, "This is the story of how I became the world's greatest superhero," which that's, man, we've got some work to do if that's the case. We're gonna need to. He's got some serious work to do if he wants to get to that status, but if that's the case, then that sounds like fun. So yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. Good little part 2 of our season opener, basically, and I'm excited to see where we go from here. So with that all being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of My Hero Academia reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.